What's up guys, Tommy Bowie here from Movie Rewind. It is considered one of the films which dramatically changed audiences' minds in favour of comic book films. However, does it still live up to its title? Today we will be reviewing X-Men. So without further ado, let's get into it. So, X-Men was directed by Bryan Singer. It was released in the year 2000, and at this time comic book films were not really in a very good place. Now, X-Men really did show audiences that comic book films could be taken seriously as well as having a darker tone. Today we'll be looking at multiple elements of this film to see why it was such a success. The character development in this film is actually pretty strong. You understand why all of the mutants are on their particular side. For example, you understand that Professor X always sees the good in humans and that's why he sticks with the humans, while you can understand, given his previous experiences in the Holocaust, why Magneto is so against the idea of humans and feels that the only way to make a progressive society is to remove humans so that mutants can take over the world. However, a couple of the characters are not given adequate levels of development. Cyclops, for example, is hardly given any development. I think a lot more could have been done there, as well as some of the mutants on Magneto's side. You don't really understand why they are choosing Magneto. They're just there to provide some action and some tension. So I would give the character development a 7 out of 10 because the main characters get good levels of development. However, I do think that more could have been done for a number of the characters. Now, the actors are very well cast for their roles. I would say there's hardly any miscasting done in this film. The standouts are, of course, Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. He was born to play that role, and he really does do well in this film. However, I think he does better in later films, although you do understand why he is what he is, and he plays the character very well. The standout performances, I would say, are Patrick Stewart as Professor X and Ian McKellen as Magneto. They are amazing. I don't think you could have got better casting than them two. So I'm going to give the performances a 9 out of 10 because I would say the majority of the cast are very well cast for their roles. It's just the same that some of them get a better chance to shine than others. Effects really are something which have to be taken in context because this film was released in the year 2000. I think the majority of the effects in this film do hold up well. Do I think that we have gotten better effects in recent X-Men films? Yes, of course, but that could be said for all movies. I think the effects do hold up well, so I'm going to give them an 8 out of 10 because in the context of when the film was made, they're still pretty good. Now, the story and writing. This is a very character-driven film in the sense that you spend a lot of time with the main characters and seeing how they interact with one another. And that really works for a film like X-Men, considering there are so many characters involved in it. Now, the main plot is a bit basic. It's not very complex, pretty by the numbers. Magneto wants to change all the most powerful people in the world into mutants, so then mutants will be in charge rather than humans, which is fair enough. Very basic plot. However, does it serve its purpose? Yes. I'd say this film's more about the characters more than the action and the plot. So I'm going to give the story and writing a 7 out of 10 because I wouldn't say it's very plot focused. It's more character driven, which is a nice change. For this film's special recognition, I'm just going to discuss how this film effectively deals with the ideas of prejudice and discrimination. Now, this is something that X-Men have been dealing with for decades. In the comic books and the TV shows, it's all about accepting difference and not just believing that just because things are different, that means that they are wrong. As the first film adaptation of X-Men, this film deals with it really well. It's a balanced argument and highlights the dangers that ideas of prejudice and discrimination really can have on society. I think this film deals with that exceptionally well, better than a lot of films, and it still offers an enjoyable story as well, which is a good thing. So I'm going to give this special recognition a 10 out of 10 because it deals with the ideas they're trying to show really well. So in conclusion, X-Men is an enjoyable film with great actors cast perfectly in their roles and deals with ideas of prejudice and discrimination really well, and that's why X-Men gets a well-deserved 41 out of 50, which gives it a solid grade 2 ranking. Honestly, I was really surprised by how much I enjoyed this film. I haven't seen it in a few years, so I was really impressed with it and can't wait to watch the others. So thanks for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed my X-Men movie review. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe in order to receive great and maybe even improved quality content in the future. I'm sorry if it looks a bit dark. It's because I'm recording this video in the evening rather than the morning, and I'm going to be reviewing the rest of the X-Men films. I'll be reviewing X2 next. I can't wait to review that film. That will be out in 2 weeks, so I hope you enjoy that, and I will see you in another one. See ya!